presents the TUBCAST.
Hey everybody, welcome to the TUBCAST.
Hey.
It's an exciting time to be alive. You're lucky that you were born in this century and not in another century where they would have not been as scientifically advanced.
But all of us were born in the last century.
I know. I said you should be welcome that you weren't born in another century.
Unless they were born in the same century
But you,
or
you,
this
you
century.
implied that we were born in this century or that we're less people because we were born last century.
No, I said we were born in this. When you're there, should be glad that they were born in this century.
Oh, because
thankful.
we experienced the prior century.
No. Just because we know our history. Do you not know that there's history books that tell of
I
other
agree.
centuries past?
I'm just saying we came from a previous century.
No.
Go on.
Yes, we did.
Well, I mean, we're ancestors of people that lived in that, but we don't have to...
What century is it?
Okay, I'm not going to play this game with Jeremy. Something got in his craw, and he's just trying
I'm
to
just
ruin
saying,
my
what
intro.
century is it? We're
I'm just
18
saying.
years into this century.
Some antics are happening, folks.
How is that semantics?
We just know that you're building up to something.
No,
and
I'm
we
just
don't
saying-
care what it is.
He's not building up to anything. He's just
I'm
telling
saying
me...
we weren't born this century.
He's
We were
saying
born
that
last
a lot
century.
That
of
is
us-
some antics. That is the definition of some antics.
Yeah.
Because it's
It's just
because
facts.
Well, no, it's because
Yes,
because
that's what makes it some antics. If they were lies, we would just tell you they were lies.
yeah, we're not
But the
telling...
fact that you're getting hung up on something that doesn't matter, that just so happens to be true.
the general intention is.
That's kind of
most
Jeremy's
of us,
MO, is to get hung up on something that doesn't matter and
I
also
know.
happens to be true.
That's why it's some antics.
All I was saying is be glad you weren't born in the Dark Ages, strapped to a wooden contraption where they pulled you apart to try to cast the demons out of you.
But
Hold
you can
on.
Take this really large bean and swallow it, and you'll slowly gain.
I saw The Princess Bride. I know how it works.
Hold on. Why were you born strapped to a wooden table?
It's a longer story.
That's how it worked in the Dark Ages.
Yeah.
You
were instantly-
Now someone else is joining in the semantics because obviously what I said is a fact.
Oh boy!
See, Nathan, back in the days, they would stretch you out on those tables so that you were a full-grown adult within a month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's because you died in 3 months.
Right. So
Probably
you had to,
because you got stretched so much.
you had to be ready to work in the fields and work in the shoe shine factories or whatever it is that they had back then.
Yes, the shoe shine factories. The horror of the
Ye old shoe shine factory.
It's where
It was a terrible place to work.
it's where they factoried your shoes and they made you shine them.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here in whatever century it is, and be with you all, you kind folks, you ladies and gentlemen, and those who are in between. My name is Eric. Now I'm joined, as always, by Kyle,
Hello.
Jeremy, some antics Holt. He's right there.
Say your hello.
Say hello, even though you don't want to.
No,
He waved
say
that.
hello
He
for
waved.
the audio listeners.
He waved, so everyone knows. This is your audio subtitles. And
Hola.
Nathan.
Hello.
Nathan's here. Nathan is here, and we're here. And this is a show. Sorry we started a little late. We were having some trouble. We didn't do the show last night, so we got out of the routine.
Yeah.
This causes trouble. And I can't, I can't, I can't see the chat. So
I know.
I'm really struggling.
We're having some serious
chat-
technical difficulties.
Nobody's
chat
saying
screen's
anything at the
down.
moment.
It
right,
looks
good
like
deal.
it's Trevor and Nathan that are chatting back and forth at each other.
Trevor just goes,
But why don't I see any chat? Is that bad? Has it been a while since they
'Cause
chatted?
it's yes.
Okay.
Someone chat for
For me,
Eric.
say hi to Eric. 'Cause
Trevi
Eric-
says hi.
Hi, Trevi.
You just got mine, so you're good.
good,
You're
okay.
up to date now.
Well, what's life been like for everyone? How are you chaps holding up as we all slowly die on this mortal coil that we call planet Earth? What's happening?
Things
Okay.
are happening. I don't know. I was trying to think earlier. Do I have anything exciting or anything that's happened to me in the last week since last we spoke?
The answer is no.
I don't think so.
Jeremy,
a
have
slow
you
week.
had some fun? Has life given you any lemonade?
No.
Okay.
But I would be concerned that the lemonade would give me an ulcer. So it's probably good that it didn't.
What?
You got a problem with citrus?
Sometimes, yeah.
Kyle, why was there a very inappropriate photo on your screen?
No, it wasn't inappropriate. It's part of it's
Sorry.
an email.
No, okay. Kyle's looking at porn.
So that makes
No.
guys.
no,
If
it
you
was-
send Kyle
No,
porn
it's not.
in an email, it's not bad.
It's not what Eric thought that he saw. It's something much better. No, not better. Actually,
Nathan, what and in the story of Nathan's life, what excitement has happened?
Well, as you know, Valentine's Day happened this week.
yes.
I was at work all day.
Yeah, that's because you work at a pasta
Did you
place.
get tip well?
Did you meet
tipped
some
well?
hot bods?
Yeah. I'm gonna come back to your question because I didn't fully hear it. I got tipped decently well.
Good.
Okay, what did you say, Kyle?
I asked if you met any hot bods.
No, not really.
Okay.
It's mostly high schoolers.
Well, that's not appropriate.
Is
Nathan.
that just like a cool high
But
school
that's-
place to hang out? Is like, let's go get some spaghetti because that's romantic.
Yeah.
Garlic breath is real hot when you make out.
Hey, if you've both
Pasta,
got garlic
I mean,
breath,
Thankfully, though, I saw nobody doing a Lady in the Tramp, so...
Oh, that thankfully you mean disappointingly.
Is
The
that like
way-
a turducken? Or
the way
I'm
that
so concerned what you're taking it as, Jeremy.
Nathan, the way that you said that, I was not sure what
I knew what he meant. You
I knew what he
perverts.
meant, right? But it took a
there was
second.
3 things there, so it's
There's
like
only-
a turducken.
There's only
Luckily,
one.
I didn't see anyone doing a lady and
And a tramp.
And then
That's
he
what I
said the
heard.
tramp, and I knew what he meant immediately.
I
that-
should have said pulling Would that have
yes,
cleared
that
things
would've-
up?
No.
It wouldn't have taken me
No.
as far down that path as
Actually,
I
I
went.
think it's worse.
I'm just saying it sounded very turducken-y.
Why don't you explain on this family-friendly show
Yeah.
what you mean, Jeremy?
What does turduckening mean within
It means
this
there's
context?
a turkey with a chicken inside of it. Wait, with a duck inside of it with chicken inside of the duck.
So how does this pertain to?
How does it pertain?
How does
There's
it
lots
pertain?
of ins happening.
Are you... Never
can
mind.
you please
There was a
elaborate?
lady inside of a tramp.
Cannibalism?
I don't know. I'm not sure how they became over each other.
I'm not.
Anyway, then I went home and I watched Wonder Woman and I went to sleep.
Oh, is that the first time you'd seen Wonder Woman?
Yes, that was the first time I'd seen Wonder
Was it
Woman.
worth it?
Did you like it?
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay. Yeah, Wonder Woman's a movie.
It is a good movie.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I saw any movies in the last week that I had not seen previously. I watched. I almost said San Francisco Rush. That's a video game. I watched 2049 and Blade Runner. I've watched both of the movies in the last couple weeks.
Okay.
So the first one, I made sure to watch the director's cut of the first one because that was what Nathan recommended I watch.
That's what Nathan recommended when I watched it.
And I'm glad I did because after watching that, I went back and I watched part of the non-director, the theatrical version. And holy cow, is that voiceover distracting and weird and not, it just feels like it doesn't fit. It's it feels like, it seems like you can tell it was so shoehorned in because it's Harrison Ford, it kind of reminded me of when, what's his face would, or who's directing the new Solo movie?
Ron Howard.
When he would narrate
Arrested
Development.
Opie, right?
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of Harrison Ford doing that to Blade Runner.
That would have been kind of hilarious.
Yeah, but it is, and that's what's funny about it.
Don't-
It was just kind of hilarious.
Don't worry, I'm one of the good guys. I was not.
Yeah, I know. It's just yeah, and I also love. I don't. Am I spoiling things if I talk about who's a replicant and who's not a replicant?
I think
and is it because I feel.
Are we talking within the original film or the
I
2049?
mean, I guess mainly the original, but there's implications.
I think it's been long enough for the original. That
Well,
you
I'm just
should
going to say,
decide.
I like the idea because I feel like they kind of carried it on to the new movie, and that's what I didn't want to spoil. But I like the idea that, the director was pretty much Ridley Scott's like, well, you're an idiot if you don't know by the end of the movie if Harrison's character is a replicant or not. Like that's all. He didn't really give an answer. He just said you're a moron if you don't get it. And so that to me alluded to the fact that, well, then he must be a replicant. But then Harrison Ford's take is, I'm not a replicant. And so going into the new movie, I was like, all right, they're gonna nail this down. They're gonna tell us who it is, or if he is or is not. And I mean, this is hopefully not too much of a spoiler, but they don't really tell you in the new movie either. So I feel like that was almost like a condolences to Ridley and Harrison. Like they're just like, you guys can still take it either way you want, and so can the audience.
Wouldn't he have to be human though? Because they had like a 4-year lifespan.
Yeah, but see, there are replicants that didn't though.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing. Like there are different like prototypes and different stuff like that. So there's like, I think the implication is that maybe he's like a different model like a test model. I don't know.
Okay.
Whatever. They're interesting movies. I don't know. The new one is very.
I really want to
pretty.
sit down and watch 2049 soon.
Yeah.
I feel like some of the stuff in the original one doesn't age well, just in the style of the way that they filmed it, but it still is a great movie, and I think that the new one fits very well in that it is still feels very much like it is part of that, but it is so much better as far as its delivery of everything, I think. And delivery of the story.
It felt like they felt so much like the same movie to me. Like that's
Did
the
they?
thing that, I mean, obviously there weren't like, they did practical effects in the first one, and I think that, you know what I mean? I think they did pretty good, but I just felt like, I'm saying like the pace of it, the melancholiness of it, like just like the tone of it. Like I guess to me, like I understand what you're saying about like the filming limitations of filming a futuristic movie in the 80s versus now, but I guess to me, I'm thinking like the overall tone, they did a good job of keeping that kind of like, there's no real resolutions. There's no real, like, it's just a big inhale. Like,
True.
And then there's never any exhale in either of those movies. I feel like you're just kind of like,
Yeah. And I guess I had
You're holding your breath.
yeah, you're just
There's
kind of
no
like,
inhale or
yeah.
exhale.
I had seen them paced out from each other by about 4 to 6 months or so.
Yeah.
So that may have played a big impact on that too.
I guess I wasn't sure what you meant, because I agree with you. Like some of the stuff just is weird because it's old, but yeah, I don't know. It is weird when you go back to those old movies, and if you've seen them as a kid, they're much easier to watch now. You're like, oh yeah, you forgive so much. But like when you have never seen the movie and you have to like learn to care about these characters and try to forgive all the like weird special effects and like I don't know.
Right.
Speaking
of the Blade Runner, I watched Altered Carbon that is on Netflix.
And it's pretty bad, huh?
No, I'm
just
felt,
curious.
It felt very much like it fit in that vein.
Oh, okay.
Wait, did you watch the whole series already?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, there's only like 6.
So
right?
there's 10 episodes.
Oh, there's 10.
So I don't know. It just, the story itself struck me because the premise is you've got your consciousness is now able to be uploaded into a disc, essentially, and that can be put into a different body. As long as that disc itself isn't destroyed, you essentially can live forever as long as you have the means to be able to get a new skin or whatnot.
Can you get someone else's disc on the dark web?
I mean, I'm sure you could. I don't
so
know
you
which.
could create multiples of the same person?
Well, that's something that's illegal, is creating extra skins of yourself or whatnot.
Okay.
But yeah, it's I don't know. It was interesting. There were some parts of it that felt
But is it
disjointed.
you if it's a copy?
Yeah, I mean it's a great question. They didn't really dive into that as much.
Because I'm just thinking like software, if you make a copy of something that's digital, there's an argument of whether or not you own that copy or if you don't retain the rights to the content or not.
Sure.
It's curious when it's your own content.
Well, I feel like you could have the Ship of Theseus argument about just people as themselves.
Correct.
Like, you're just
essentially a copy of a Jeremy from several moments ago, who was a copy of a Jeremy from several moments before that.
True. Then you talk, and then you add in cellular degeneration,
Right.
and wow, the layers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I would say if you enjoy sci-fi, if you enjoy some of that that Blade Runner noir futuristic type of just the way that the future is described, it's very similar. It has a similar type of feel to it. And it may be something that's up your alley. There is a large amount of nudity in it, but so if that's something
Trevor says he's looking forward to the series.
yeah, and he said that he was reading the book too. So
Timing of that statement had nothing to do with your statement.
I think it did. I think you did that on purpose. I think you did that on purpose.
Nothing to do with it.
I also suspect that.
I was just reading the chat. That's all.
But no, I mean it's a very interesting premise. I think I like almost more just the idea of these. I mean, because there's one point where this lady gets her grandma and and puts her consciousness into this like large guy that had been a criminal with tattoos and everything, and he's wandering around this family dinner and like talking to the grandkids because it's grandma, but it's in this giant like biker looking dude that you wouldn't expect. And just like the whole premise of that, you don't really know who's who. But then rich people that have the ability to make clones of themselves so that they can continue to and back up their consciousness can continue to live forever in their own skin and whatnot. So it's, I don't know, it's just a really interesting sci-fi ideas.
Sci-fi ideas brought to you by
Sci-fi-deas.
Netflix.com.
It is.
It's a website for flixing your nets.
And an app.
I thought it was for capturing your flicks in a net.
No.
that too.
No.
All right, let's do
That
news
one's actually
stuff.
closer to the actual etymology of the name.
The internet.
It's
is the
time
place you can go to
for
watch
the only news
movies now.
stories worth
It's the
talking about.
Netflix. This first story, it comes all the way from Polygon.com. That's a video gaming website. It says Disney says it's not trying to hurt or kill Netflix. It just wants to torture them a little.
Yeah, that's
I guess
kind of
that
what
would
I'm
be
gathering here
hurting.
from it.
Just wants to tease them a little, I mean. Some good old-fashioned
Tickling?
tickling, some
Yeah.
capitalism up
I
the-
don't think that's...
Right.
This makes Disney sound like a schoolyard bully. Oh, come on. I didn't mean to hurt him. We were just playing a little.
Yeah. Disney's Disney's just a jerk.
So what's happening?
Yeah, what is happening?
I'll be your friend. No, so they've got their new streaming that is supposed to be coming out soon, which is going to be
Like their own service? or-
yeah their own service. It's primarily going to be Disney movies, Marvel movies, and Star Wars movies, and it's something that they haven't had any price released yet or anything like that, but they expect that it's going to be much cheaper than $10.99 a month for Netflix because it won't be holding as much as Netflix does. It'll be something that Netflix still will have rights to films that were made up to 2018 for a long period after that are Disney related.
So why aren't they just going to throw it on Hulu, since with the Fox acquisition, they're going to pretty much own Hulu too?
Yeah, and I think that part of it is because they don't own all of Hulu.
Yeah.
So I think that's part
They
of
get
the
more money this way.
Right.
They
want
own
to have
Pool.
Yeah.
Right. They want to have a specific place that they can get people to go. And if they serve that at a smaller amount of money, they potentially can be making money off of both Hulu and this.
Yeah, it's movies as a
So-
service, you know?
Yeah. And I think it is true. It's not something that they're trying to just destroy Netflix. I think that Netflix has established itself
They're just
well
pulling they're just pulling their future
enough. Right.
cachet of movies from Netflix because they realize they can reap more benefits of getting people to come to them.
Exactly. Exactly.
So they're cutting them out. Really,
Yeah.
they are kicking them to the curb for everything future.
They are for their stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing is, Netflix is sustaining themselves because of all the content that they are churning out themselves.
Yeah.
That you can't get anywhere else. So I don't think that this is going to be something that hurts Netflix as much, especially since it's something that's going to.
It hurts consumers.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will see this as, oh, that's something I can add on to what I already have for $3 a month.
Explain it again, Jeremy. How does capitalism hurt consumers?
Well, this hurts consumers because it's going to cost more money to see the same things you'd see otherwise. That has
That's capitalism.
no
That's
well,
capitalism.
it's
That is
partially it's a
that's
portion of capitalism. Absolutely.
So you should be. For
There's
it.
also the argument that that consumers can choose have more choices this way as well. So could go either way.
Go on.
But from the statement it's at right, yeah, exactly. From the place that it's at right now, it's definitely causing more impact to consumers than anyone else.
Go on.
Yes. Nathan would like to cause.
Well, I could go on because really what this is doing is the exact thing that's going to happen with everything cable eventually because it's already happening. You've got HBO, you've got Showtime, you've got all these stations that are coming out with their own services, and Disney's just doing the exact same thing. So, I mean, you're going to see a lot more breakup of this where you are going to start choosing. In the short term, it's going to hurt consumers. In the long term, it's going to provide you more choices, and the costs are going to have to reflect that because either people are willing to pay more for multiple services, or the cost of those services are going to get chunked up more. So instead of paying whatever $9 for Netflix, maybe Netflix drops down to $5.99, and
Never
whatever.
will happen. I think
Inflation would.
I feel like
dispute that, but-
Netflix has built their whole thing now on their
Yeah, they're moving forward on their originals
sales.
because they have to, because they know that this is what's coming.
Yeah, but they don't.
Other
have
content
to. I
providers
think
are going to
they've-
pull out.
They've always wanted that. Like, I mean, that's like people that want Netflix. I mean, that want like watch HBO. They watch it primarily for the original series. So it's like,
Yeah.
and Netflix is like putting out original series and original movies.
Of
way
course, Netflix
faster
they're
than-
changing what their original model was, right?
Yeah.
Because they identified that this is exactly what was going to happen, and
Which
the only
I-
way for them to retain business was to create their own content.
And it's the thing is, like, that's the only reason I go to Netflix. I have there's no.
Oh, I agree.
There's nothing on there that I'm gonna go and be like, oh, I'm gonna watch this. Like, I typically go there for. Rarely. I can't think of the last time I watched anything on Netflix that wasn't an original movie or series. Nathan.
So question. What about the stuff that's both? Like, are they going to retain Daredevil and what have
I think
you?
Daredevil
So it says
and all of the
2018 and prior is
that is for
being
the
maintained
movies
for years.
though.
Oh, okay.
That is for the movies.
These are different.
The Marvel TV shows, as far as I'm aware, and when they had announced that they were doing this back 4 or 5 months ago, where there was at least rumors that Disney was going to be doing this and that they were going to remove the Star Wars and Marvel movies. But they've said that those series will stay there because they are Netflix originals.
I would say
they're
Netflix
part of an agreement.
owns part of that
Yeah.
content, technically.
So, and I think that the fact that they have found enough success with those series, honestly, I would be surprised if they tried to pull them away from Netflix, at least for a very long time, to try and produce them on their own. I think that they fit such a specific.
I think they'll let them run their course.
Yeah.
They may regurgitate it in the future, but
I think the most interesting thing, though, talking about that is I don't know that Disney wants those series on their streaming platform. They've outright said nothing rated R will ever be on their streaming platform.
yeah.
And so, I mean, I know that they're not the Netflix series
Boo,
are
you
not
suck.
are not quite like rated R. They're TVMA, but they're still they're not quite Avengers friendly.
Yeah, they're not PG-13.
yeah.
MA is not PG. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
so,
But it does state in the article that the thought process is like the Fox content that is rated R or MA would most likely end up going to Hulu since
Yeah.
they'll have control over that.
because you're not
Does
going
Hulu
to
have movies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't
Absolutely.
used Hulu in forever.
The
so-
Criterion Collection.
Okay.
Yeah,
is
they're
the big one.
Like Deadpool, you're not going to see that on the Disney streaming thing. They're not going to put Deadpool on there.
I should get
Or
Hulu.
Logan.
So yeah, that's kind
Actu-
of a weird thing. Cause
Nathan just said he thinks he should get Hulu.
Because I'm pretentious.
Well,
So that you
because
can watch the
because
Criterion?
you would love the Criterion collection of movies. I think they are
love it.
exactly what you would watch all the time.
Yeah. You have no idea.
No, I do.
You guys are really weirding me out.
Yeah, this is really kind of.
So anyway, yeah, I think that content restriction is interesting. I mean, I get Disney; they probably feel like they have a responsibility to maintain that family friendly
Right.
image, and they don't want to. They want to be able to put that app on kids to be able to have access to that app, and the parents not worry about.
Well, they've
parental
already been
controls and
testing
stuff like
that, right? So they've got the Disney Kids apps and things like that,
Sure,
where it's
but
exclusive Disney content.
I'm
on
wondering though
those.
is, but
I
they-
think they'll absolve that.
Well, they already did. They did it like months and almost a year ago. They took they used to have Disney XD app. They had
they had those all separate. Now
and
they're
now
one.
it's one Disney.
Yeah,
app,
so I think this is
so-
really the next.
Yeah, I'm
creation.
thinking that app that is there now is just going to morph into this service
Yeah.
probably.
I think if it was something where they
Well,
were,
the only thing though sorry to cut you off, but the only thing I think that's different there maybe is that Disney app that's out now is specifically for you to log in with your cable provider,
And it's only
use
for
it.
cable
Yeah,
content.
so maybe it will be two separate things so that they could continue that.
Gotcha. I was going to say the only way that I could see them ever really doing something where they have the R-rated stuff is if they actually set up a
Disney
Marvel,
Red.
no, a Marvel specific one where anything that was Marvel that they have rights to, they would throw them
It
in
makes
there.
make more
That
sense
would
though if they
make
did
more
like
sense.
a Disney Red or something like what. You know what I mean? Like they're like, nope. You know that this content's gonna be here.
Hard Disney.
Yeah, exactly. The real Disney.
They'll just call
Sorry.
it Walt.
Yeah, Walt. Actually, if you know any of the history of that
Walt,
guy,
yeah.
The Walt Company.
is definitely
Walt streaming service.
Yep.
This is all the dirty dark stuff.
I was going to suggest Club 33 because that actually is a club in Disneyland for adults, but I like Walt better.
Yeah. Deadpool only streaming on Walt.
It's just Deadpool and Logan.
Yeah.
Just streaming
Got
continually.
two movies so far.
You don't even have the option to click on them. They're just repeatedly looping.
Yeah.
This is what our server handles. All right, next story comes from BusinessInsider.com. It says a hacker proved a security flaw exists in the Vatican's news website by having it declare God is an onion.
Yeah, I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name. Inti de Cuclair?
Your guess is as good as
Cuclair?
mine, man.
It's
Something like that.
Entity
He had warned the Vatican about the
Cuclair.
issues multiple times, but after they didn't do anything to stop it and resolve the issue, he decided to resolve it his own way by actually posting an article on their website that said that the Pope declared that God is an onion.
So is this? I mean, could this be just the will of God to get more publicity by having this?
Maybe.
I guess. I don't.
The divine publicity stunt.
Yep.
It's very divine.
I mean,
what
because
he's
you
trying
know,
to
there's
say
so
is
many
that-
layers.
That's
It
what I was
involves
trying-
less crucifixions than his last publicity stunt.
He's going to say that. It's my joke.
I did.
Sorry,
No, Jeremy stole my joke.
the layers.
I was going to say they're trying to say God has layers. Yeah, this is interesting. I don't. Jeremy, is this your work or
It is not.
Okay.
No, I cannot claim that
Okay.
work. There was a few options. I will say though, if you search "God is an onion," YouTube or on Google Images, a few people made some creations for sure.
Cool.
Well, and this guy had done stuff like this before, and had actually like even gotten into Twitter and changed where things that like Donald Trump was tweeting were going, as far as what the link was saying. So
Yeah,
like
he took defunct links and made the domain into something else entirely. So it looked like Donald Trump was supporting really, really unpresidential things, which is entirely within his character, but beside the point.
May have been inaccurate bad things.
so this guy seems to know a lot about hacking.
He presses X a lot.
X all the time.
Next story comes from theguardian.com, where they guard you from things like pop-up ads and they want you to buy stuff.
No, they don't do that. They
Oh.
want you to support them.
This is the most traumatic story I've heard all year.
It
I mean,
is.
it's been so. Oh my goodness, this story. This is just such a tragic thing. Really, when I read
is.
this, I saw this headline and I thought, wow, people are always looking for a way to rip on Apple and just shut up and go home, you stupid idiot babies. Don't tell me the oil to oil my wood. Users angry at marks left by the Apple HomePod. Really? Get over it, you bunch of babies.
Part of me is just confused at this whole thing because if you are going to have one of those, I mean, I guess some people are going to move it, but I'm guessing the majority of people that buy them will set
No,
them
that's
in a
the whole
place.
point.
And
You're supposed to want to move it.
Why
I know,
are you
but no
supposed
matter-
to want to?
Because no matter where you put it, it sounds great. So you take it to every room with you.
No, you don't.
You can't afford more than one, so you have to take it to every room with you.
No one would do that. If I had one, I would know. I would maybe like move it. Like if I wanted to put it somewhere else for a while, but I wouldn't like move it around the room with me on
But
a daily
there
basis.
is a point to be like, oh, this leaves a mark. But grow up, kids. That's why you put a coaster under your glass.
What are they saying is
I mean,
causing
the difference.
it?
The difference
there
is
is a
that
different thing,
a
'cause
glass is different than.
Are they saying
something
it's the
that's a speaker that
Is
you
it the
think-
vibrations of the
Yeah,
sound?
they're saying
Yes.
that the vibration of the sound is messing with like oil of woods as it's sitting
So
there.
even though the silicone base is used in order to get a firm connection with, because you have to have this on a solid foundation, otherwise you lose a lot of the bass tones because they're actually reverberating through the surface that it's on, and because it's doing that, the silicone is slightly vibrating on the surface of the wood, which is normally has some kind of oil or lacquer or something on it, and because of that, it's a slight abrasion,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's creating that ring due to that abrasion. Although they also stated that it normally will go away within a few days or proper care
Right.
of that particular piece of furniture. And
Yeah,
guess
that was their
what?
suggestion.
Oiling your wood is a proper type or way of protecting your furniture if you really care about
Go on, Nathan.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that.
I was gonna
it. Sorry,
say,
did I?
What Eric said.
he was gonna say go on.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
See here, I thought you had something to add.
No, I get it. Hey, Teddy, welcome to the chat. Thanks for joining us. We're
Yeah.
really glad
Teddy.
to have you here. Yeah, I get it. I get it. You don't like your wood getting rings on your wood. I get it. You want to keep the rings away from your wood.
But anyone
And
who has
never
nice wood
put
furniture
rings
knows you
on
have
your
to
wood.
take care of it.
Yeah, if you have a nice piece of wood, don't want a ring on it.
You got to keep
So-
it lubricated.
So oil your wood. Don't put rings on it. Don't buy the Apple HomePod.
Especially not because it's got a silicone base.
Family friendly show, Nathan. Family friendly show.
Silicone leaves rings.
Nathan, thank you
on
for
your
remembering that.
Family friendly show.
I just don't get. I just think that people like to. It's great. I mean, it's funny to me because in my mind, I imagine that these. Maybe it's fine. You know, it's a slow news week. You got to report on something, right?
That's
I
true.
guess. But it's just like, do you really think that this is going to affect sales of the HomePod? It's a
no.
$350 speaker that doesn't do anything but plays music for you and maybe reads you the weather report. And it's an Apple product, and Apple people are going to buy this product because they can and they want to. And you're not going to detour them by showing them that it's
Right.
going to rub a ring on your wood. Like, it just.
You know,
it's
you know what
silly.
though? This is actually going to create a blockbuster third party market.
Oh, or they're going to sell you a
They're going to
pod
sell.
coaster.
They're going to sell you a pod coaster, which
Why
means
is-
the reason that's a problem now is by putting something in underneath it, it actually messes with the sound. So there is potential for someone to create
Yeah.
a coaster for
Yeah.
the pod that would maintain the sound quality but still protect your wood.
Also opening at Universal Studios in 2019, the Pod Coaster. It's going to be a very exciting ride.
Why is Blockbuster making coasters?
Because they got to make money somehow.
Who said they were?
He said it was
Said it was
Blockbuster
a
making a
Blockbuster
third-party coaster
third-party
thing.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go on to that next story, please.
I was with you, Nathan.
okay.
I was with you.
I'm not sure I'm with me.
Okay.
The word existed prior to the company using it, Nathan. So it
That's
has
a
meaning.
lie.
No, he's right. In the beginning
believe
was
it.
the word.
And the word was
And the word
without
was Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. I remember Blockbusters. Those were fun times. Your movie might not be in stock, so you get stuck watching The Three Amigos again.
I was going to go with Love Actually, but sure, Three Amigos.
And that's what that was kind of a go-to for
How
me.
much
They
time did
always-
you waste in a Blockbuster?
I like, man, going to the movie. That's a feeling that is very nostalgic to me, and it kind of makes my heart feel warm. Like when I think about going to the video store, it just makes me feel good inside. And so, like,
I think the only ones that exist anymore are porn ones, right?
No, Family Video's still around.
Is there,
family
what? Is there
friendly
really?
family video.
No, I'm just saying. I didn't know there's.
No, and everybody.
There is a family video
There's a few
somewhere.
places that are
I
still
think
out
Hollywood Video too. Guys,
Actually,
we should
We
go.
should. Yeah, we should go.
We should document it like it's a rare, like a rare species of
You have
animal.
to talk like you're in the sea.
All
or
right.
something.
We find this elite species that is on the brink of extinction. And we're going to survey it now.
Yeah,
that would be great.
I really want to see that. Teddy says, "Remember renting video games from Blockbuster?" I absolutely do. And he said consoles too. Yeah, I remember they would rent consoles. They were always like, they always wanted like
I'd
a
rent
credit
an extra
card,
controller
and
once in a
stuff,
while.
and, yeah, it's just, I mean, obviously things are mostly more convenient now, but still, there's just something. Like I don't.
Redbox just doesn't do the same feel.
I don't use Redbox for anything. I don't do it. I
try
can't-
not to because it's always available through one of the 30 different video streaming services.
You can rent it from your couch, and maybe you spend
$1 more.
$3 more, but you didn't have to go anywhere and stand there.
and then remember to return it,
And then remember to-
yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna pay $3 more.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It's just a weird thing. Like I get the convenience of a Redbox. I understand why people like it, but
Yeah, if I was in walking distance of one.
yeah, right, Jeremy. You walk somewhere.
No, but if I was within walking
You
distance.
mean if it was like by your mailbox?
I could
your
send
child?
my child.
If it was like, if there was a Redbox right next to my mailbox, I'd use it a lot.
That's just
more.
called Netflix mailing service.
Yeah, I know,
That's
right?
Can you
Sign
still
me
do
up.
that?
They send discs still.
They still do that.
Yeah, you can still get discs.
Wow. That's extra though, right?
Yeah,
It's so extra.
it's very extra.
Read all about
It's
it.
not basic at all. Go ahead.
The thing that always bugged me about Redboxes is whenever I was in the mood to rent something, it would be like 6 at night.
And you're like, is this the
So-
red box or a black box? What? Because the color blind.
No, it's not a colorblind thing.
Sorry, Nathan.
So there'd be and you'd have to return it like the next morning. So there'd be a very narrow window of time in which to enjoy the movie.
It's painful. It's bad.
Oh yeah.
You know, Amazon now, when you rent a movie, you've got 30 days to 3 days to watch it repeatedly, or 30 days
To start it?
Yeah,
That's
it's kind of
nice.
cool because a lot of them, it's like you start it and you've 24 hours and it's done. Yeah.
That's the way it is on YouTube.
Although I will say there's
okay.
not usually very many times that I would sit down and start a movie and not finish it.
That ain't the point. Because my
happens.
kids like to watch a movie 2
understand.
or 3 times, so they get
Sure.
to watch it tonight, and then tomorrow night they get to watch it again if they liked it.
I remember doing that. I don't do
Yeah.
that anymore.
That's what I
Time
mean.
is too valuable.
It's a benefit for the kids.
Too many monsters.
But
to hunt,
that,
right?
I always I do get a little weird about like renting a digital movie because I'm always like, what if, what if something is going on? Like you just, and then I don't get to go back, and man, I don't know. Anyways, that's good. What were we even talking about?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
Or
we were
talk
talking
about
about
snow.
Blockbuster.
Oh yeah, Blockbuster, because somehow Jeremy mentioned that in the HomePod story. I want to visit a video store. Trevi says there's one in Bellevue. We're headed there.
One last question, and then we can move on.
No.
Does like a Suncoast give you a little bit of that feeling? Okay.
Because they were always too expensive. I never got anything there.
Well, I
they
mean,
wanted
so
like
I guess-
$45 for a DVD.
You're right.
What's
You're
a
right.
Suncoast?
It's
It's like the
a
store
movie
in the mall.
store
Remember
that
the
you
movie
pay.
stores?
Oh, the mall.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Remember malls?
Okay.
Those were neat, weren't they?
No, I was there a few months ago when my family was in town, and
You were at
was-
a Suncoast?
Yeah, because I was like, I don't care about looking at anything else, and I went into there and was looking
I think
at movies.
you were just standing there going, yeah, I could see myself spending $25 on this poster of The Rock. Yeah,
mean,
it'd be
I
pretty
remember
cool. Dwayne
going-
The Rock Johnson from 2005.
I mean,
I remember going to record stores
It's the same. I mean, it's the same
through
thing.
the
I guess all I was asking was in that you
Nah,
are
it doesn't do the
looking
same
at
thing.
all of them.
I mean, yeah, that's
And-
but the Blockbuster was just a different vibe.
You're
it was
right.
just because it's
You're
like
right.
you could
You felt like the movie theater.
you could get anything you wanted, but then there was that feeling of like when it was out, there was that rush of it, like when it was a new movie, and you're like, oh, I
Yeah.
hope
There's
they're
Only
not
so
out of
many in
them.
stock.
Oh, and then it'd be gone, and you'd be bummed. But then when they had it, it was exciting. I don't know. It's just an altogether different vibe for me, I think. But anyways, Nathan, were you gonna say something?
I was going to say when you're in a rental store, you're shopping for a short-term relationship with a movie. When
Yeah,
you're in a
that's true.
Suncoast, you're shopping for a long-term relationship. It's
Very
a very
true.
different.
Very true.
But at Blockbuster, you could get
Those
great
are totally
deals.
different. You're right.
But you could get
like dating.
great deals when they would sell the used movies at Blockbuster. I bought so many DVDs that way. Oh, man, especially when they went out of business. All right.
That's how I got
Blockbuster, we
that.
missed you.
That's how I got that copy of Super Mario Brothers that I lent to Kyle.
Ooh, good deal.
Rest in peace.
Next story comes from NBC, or not NBC, ABC News, rather. It says Romanian study. I'm warning you, this is a Romanian study.
What?
Jeremy picking pictures
What
for
is-
these
What is
stories.
seriously wrong?
Nothing's wrong. It's just kind of a goofy smile.
I mean, I'll give you
This guy.
I will give you the fact that this story doesn't have any pictures in it. But every single picture that you have picked tonight has not come from the stories, which
Well,
is
that's because
just,
they were terrible.
it makes me laugh.
This guy. I want to party with this guy. Okay, so the Romanian study is half-day-old snow is safe to eat. And this picture Jeremy picked is of a festively plump man with kind of a goofy smile on his
I think
face.
we may have to use this one as our image.
about
It's
to
a pretty low quality image.
about
Throw that
to
out
eat
there.
a whole scoop of snow with what I assume is a garden spade.
I think it's like a. I don't know. I'm wondering
Maybe
if
it's
it's
a
like
kitchen
It's like a
spoon.
barbecue kitchen spoon or
Yeah.
like a for your
barbecue
grill.
spoon. What would
Yeah.
you use a spoon on a grill for, Jeremy? I'm very
Seriously, you
interested.
don't have a grill with a burner?
Yeah, but why would you need a specific spoon to use?
Because when you grill, you have to use the grilling utensils.
I've never seen a grilling utensil spoon, though.
Okay, it's fine.
Maybe it's for lathering the sauce onto the meat.
Okay. Anyways, the story.
Normally, use a brush for that.
Well, I mean, it pretty much sums it up right there. That you shouldn't eat snow that is over a half day old.
It says half-day-old
it's-
snow is.
You're fine.
So you have
at
12
half day.
hours. So it has a 12-hour lifespan for being digestible.
They're saying
safely.
that it is safer to eat snow, which was a half day old, and safer to eat it in the colder months. By 2 days old, it is no longer safe to eat because of the bacteria.
Oh, so you have to 2 days then, not a half
But,
day.
I mean, you got to
It's
be
like
careful, really.
best if sold by is a half day. But if you
right.
you
right.
keep it in the freezer,
But
it's good
I
for
mean, once
up
you get
to
to
2.
1 day, you probably shouldn't eat it.
All these people telling me what to do. I'm going to go eat 4-day-old snow and not oil my wood.
Do it. Cheers. Bravo.
Yes, Nathan. That was fantastic.
You're your own man, and that's fine with us.
So wait, so it is completely safe to eat snow that is
No, they're
less
saying
old.
that it is
Or
safe
yellow.
to eat. I don't think that you could say that it is completely. And if it is yellow, you should never eat it.
Which one's the yellow one?
Honestly,
It's dirty.
I'm surprised that you
Yeah,
didn't
no,
pick.
Nathan, that was a joke that you get made, so we can't laugh at it.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't pick a picture that had yellow snow in it.
No, why would I do that? You
I'm
guys
surprised
always
you
give me a hard
I'm
time,
surprised
so
you
I
didn't
tried.
Photoshop it to be yellow.
I tried hard to not do bad. I figured you guys were going to give me a hard time because I put "oil your wood" next to the Apple logo on the last one. But no, that one slides by. This one,
that
one
was
you're
because it was
going
too
after.
obvious. We were just like, oh, that's Jeremy being Jeremy. Like,
That
yeah,
was
whatever.
It's because the
We got it. Well, you didn't need to add that because that was going to be the joke the whole time, anyways. So, see, this one was more subtle.
what's
And
subtle about it?
It's just, 'cause it's just this guy super jazzed to eat some snow. Like
He's
it's-
completely safe as long
Yeah,
as it's
we don't know how old the
new
snow is.
snow.
Yeah, we don't know how old the snow is.
Yeah.
This guy may be eating his death right here.
There's insufficient data to draw a conclusion from this math problem.
Well, I will say, based on the visual density of the snow, there's a good chance that it's fairly recently fallen because it hasn't had time to compress.
I agree.
So
Next story comes from BBC.com. It says exploding coconut sent fear
what?
through the crematorium staff.
It's like every week we just get completely derailed by the images that Jeremy
You
picks for
have
these
to understand. Read that title again, Eric.
Exploding coconut sent fear through the crematorium staff.
I read this title and then went, "What? Someone's head exploded?" But no, it was a real coconut. So I wanted everyone else
Why
to
would
know.
you have thought it was their head?
He thought that was creative storytelling.
Exactly.
He figured, oh, it's the BBC. Those wacky British are just going to call anything a
So
coconut.
I just wanted to be clear on which one it was. What?
The way
It's in a crematorium. How do you
no,
expect
Jeremy,
a coconut
no,
to be in
Jeremy.
a crematorium? That doesn't make sense.
once Nathan explained it in that way, that yes, the BBC would just willy-nilly call it a coconut as in his head.
It's like the boot of a
Okay,
car,
all
right?
I'm
the story-
steering the ship to the story.
The
What is
story
going on here?
is that there are essentially it's about people that are putting things into coffins before they are put into the crematorium. So it's a real problem apparently that people are running into when they're being cremated because people are slipping things like even down to cell phones into people's pockets.
Susan always
these.
loved her aerosol hairspray.
Right.
Which is pretty crazy.
Just put like 7 cans of it in there.
Right. So,
So
I mean,
someone put an actual coconut.
obviously,
Like this
if you've
guy
got,
really liked coconuts.
I would
Yeah.
make sense though because it's got the coconut milk in there. It got hot and then exploded.
And then
right?
exploded,
Like,
yeah.
That's how science works.
So
right?
it caused a scare within these people that were cremating her.
Can you imagine the sound?
Now they just got a sign outside their door that says
No
no
coconuts."
pirates.
Yeah.
We don't accept pirate bodies anymore. They're always putting their coconuts and cannonballs in the coffins.
It's just the FBI anti-piracy warning.
Yeah. They're like, I'm confused by this. Sorry, we don't accept pirate bodies. It's a mess. Their families always
Too many
want to
coconuts.
just put weird, like,
Not their skulls, their actual coconuts.
yeah, just small barrels of gunpowder and things like that explode.
Just anything, really. I mean, you probably could make anything explode in there, right?
No, Kyle. That's not how
how it
explosions work.
works. No, you couldn't.
You never
Technically,
know.
this wouldn't have been an explosion.
You never know.
I love Kyle's enthusiasm behind that statement.
You
It's really-
never know, man.
You could just explode anything. So
I mean,
it's just, that's
all
a thing.
kinds of things could
I mean,
explode
technically.
under heat and pressure.
I mean,
so-
there was a documented case of an underwear bomber. So
Yeah, underwear. They're unsafe. You should
not
cremate
wear 'em
naked.
and you shouldn't wear them on planes.
Actually, that is one of the things that they mentioned here is that there was someone that wanted their biker friend who had passed away to wear their leather jacket in, which was a no-no because I don't think that
Because leather can explode, Kyle. They're
Yeah.
for
Because
making,
very
everything can.
dangerous.
making your
leather
point.
will blow up, and it's bad news.
Well, and bikers are kind of gassy, so
all the more explosive.
that was a broad judgment that I should not have made. I apologize to any bikers watching.
Oh, I was thinking like gasoline.
No, I meant like farty. Like,
Here, I thought he was only talking about the lady bikers because he said it was a broad judgment.
let's see.
So coconuts, yeah.
Very explosive. Beware of coconuts. Alrighty, we got another story for y'all. Y'all want to hear this one from the mirror.co.uk? It
There's a video.
says, woman puts egg in her dog's mouth to test simple theory about personality.
Should we watch the video?
What did we want to know what this theory is before, or do you think it's
don't know.
better to watch the video and then explain it?
The-
I think we want to hear the
Kyle,
theory
the
first.
theory itself has to do with how gentle golden retrievers are.
Oh, so if you
And
put the
that-
egg in it, you'd say, "Oh, this one's a gentle one,"
Because he doesn't bite
Bite
down.
out.
They're not gonna bite down on it. Yeah, they're gonna
because they
they're
do.
gonna take
Dogs
care of it.
have like a thing called what are they called gentle touch with their mouths, where they'll pick things up and beat
Yeah.
you. Like I gave my dog a one of the giant marshmallows the other day, or my wife did rather, but He like was just standing in the corner, scared, with this huge marshmallow in his mouth, just
Because
going.
he knew it was soft, so he was concerned it was going to
He
get
just had his
damaged.
eyes were huge, and he just he wouldn't chew it. He was just like, it just looked goofy. I wish I would have taken a picture of him just standing there going, what do I do with this, guys?
That
Like,
would have made for some good
like,
diarrhea.
it's like a
Well,
baby.
I'm just thinking all of us who own dogs need to try to give a dog
I
an
know.
egg now.
That's the next episode of Diarrhea. All of us put eggs in
it's
our dogs.
all
now.
eggs in your dog.
It doesn't work with all breeds of dogs because I've seen videos of people doing it with other breeds, and
That's what'll make it fun.
That's
all right.
yeah.
All right, go for it.
No, we're
Mazel
gonna-
tov.
All right, let's watch the video.
Yeah, we don't have to clean it
Oh,
up.
and Nathan, could you go to the nearest animal shelter with a carton of eggs?
try it. I need all of the dogs.
No.
Be like, I'm only taking the
I'm trying
dog.
to find a gentle
I
dog.
need to have a gentle dog. If it can't pass this egg test,
The internet
I
told
can't.
me.
I can't accept it into my
I really want
household.
to make that video. That would be great.
This is an inferior dog. There's a small chip on my egg.
Can I just like? I would.
Sorry, you're not getting picked.
I would. Who's gonna film it? If Nathan won't do it, I'll do it. I would love to just walk up, just roll up into the animal shelter with a carton of eggs in my hands, and come in and be like, "Hey, I'd like to see your dogs." And then
And
them
don't
just
say anything about the eggs.
no, just to hold it and just be like, "Sir, what? Yeah, sure. Well, but what's the eggs for? Oh, it's just a thing. I gotta test to see how gentle they are."
I need these for later.
Yeah.
Don't worry
Seriously,
about it.
this
I just
needs
wanna
to
see
happen.
that. I wonder if they'd let me in. Anyways, let's watch the video. Now she's placing the egg in the golden retriever's mouth.
After using her finger to...
The golden retriever looks perplexed.
Looks very concerned.
Is that kinda
like,
what-
why did you put this here?
Is that kind of what your dog looked like?
Pretty much, but like,
Okay, spit it out.
he's like, no, this is a delicious egg. I'm going to eat
Open
it.
your mouth.
I think he's... Or she. He, she, the dog.
The dog's like, why don't you put an egg in
I'm
your
gonna
mouth?
protect this egg.
Spit it out.
I think the dog's like, but if I spit it out, you're going to want to put it back in my mouth. I might as well just leave it here.
He's so confused.
So why does she think that's what this means? I guess I don't...
Because
Spit it
it's called soft
Drink.
touch. It means
Drink.
that they would like,
Rinse
they
my
could pick
cheek.
up a baby
Spit
in
it
their
out.
mouth. Oh, he looks so
He
concerned.
looks so sad.
Down.
But you just
Sit down.
gave it to me.
Put it down.
Okay, but
Down.
what if I want
Drop
to
it.
bite it first? What if I want to
it.
bite it? How about you
Obviously,
drop
the
it?
dog doesn't listen to her very well, so there's an obedience problem.
He's just kind of like,
I
screw,
mean-
screw you, lady. Then I'll drop it.
He
yeah,
heard
you
down.
left, so I'm dropping it.
He
Oh,
heard
now
down.
you're a good girl. Cause what's that, Kuipers?
He heard down, and so he went. He just got down on his like.
Oh, he laid
He
down.
laid down. Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. He went down.
He's confused by her
So-
commands.
So this reminds me of a story.
Oh boy.
I don't know if it's that good of a story,
That
but
was a story of a girl.
a friend of mine, growing up, I was staying the night at his house, and
He put an egg in your mouth.
well, so his dad, no, so his dad
friendly.
his dad was
That's just, it's like Lex
the local
Luthor.
butcher, but he also raised dogs.
Okay.
So he dealt with animals through their entire lifespan. Anyway, so he raised dogs. He specifically was a breeder of bulldogs, and so they had their house bulldog, which was an older female bulldog, and was no longer
The
being.
way you said that made me very uncomfortable.
Why?
No, the house bulldog. Like there were other ones that weren't allowed in the house.
Well, yeah, because that was their pet versus.
Did the house one have to use the dumb waiter in the servants' quarters? Like I don't know.
No, but
This was weird.
it probably had a hard time going up and downstairs because of its size. It was a larger.
The house
Bulldog.
bulldog helped them pick mandingos for the fighting.
But anyways, we're sitting there playing Nintendo in the living room, and his mom's like cooking dinner or something in the kitchen, and she brings his baby sister in and tells us to watch the baby sister because she's like doing dishes, right? And so we're like, whatever, and we're playing on the Nintendo, and not paying attention to the baby sister at all. And she starts leaving the room, and I guess the bulldog just thought, I'm supposed to be watching this child because no one else is. And since she was put over here and she's trying to crawl away, I need to keep her here. So every time the baby would try leaving the room, the bulldog would go pick her up by the back of the diaper, drag her back to where she was originally set her down, and then back up and watch her again. And it was just like bulldog babysitting. So, soft touch. That would be very important if you're, picking up a baby's diaper in your mouth.
All right, feed your dogs eggs. It's good protein.
Check it out.
It makes their coats.
Send us an email and tell us what your dog did.
Makes their coats nice and smooth, nice and soft, proteiny. All right, let's jump into that mailbag, shall we? Deep.
Got something on your mind?
I didn't know where to turn.
Send us an email, message, or a call.
You got mail.
Ooh, yeah. It's time for the mailbag. We would recommend that you not put this mailbag in your mouth, but if you would like to, you are welcome. We got an email from who, Kyle?
This was from Tyler.
Tyler, the creator. I love his rap music. Flower Boy is a great album. Available now on iTunes, Spotify, and other music
Click the
retailers.
link at the bottom. No?
Yeah, this article that he sent us. He was
Now, the
just kind
people at home can't see this, but the
They can't
photo
see this.
that I'm looking at
It's
on your
not-
laptop
It's not.
This was
Is
what
it
you
Twitch
thought
safe.
is a
was not safe for work.
is a man.
I
with,
argue that, but that's beside the point.
is a man with woman-like breasts. Is all I'm gonna say. They're very mooby.
Yeah, the title of
Chesticles
this
even.
is More and More Men Are Getting Moob Jobs.
Whoa! Intentional?
No, they are
They're getting-
turning to breast reduction surgery
Oh,
to
gotcha.
combat the issues.
Not the
Not
growth
not
ones.
implants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm oddly enough with Jeremy. When I hear the term boob job, I assume enlargement.
Yeah,
no,
that's
it's a
what
moob job.
I know, but still, I would assume
It
the
is-
same.
Yeah,
it is
I
a pun
To say
on the
breast
term boob
reduction
jobs.
job is very different
That's
than
very
boob
different.
job.
Yeah.
Yes.
One
Yeah.
seems like it's medically necessary for your health.
No.
Kind of.
Why would they need to? Why would that need? They could, they
There are
could,
too large,
circumstances.
too large a breast
for a
create
man?
back pain and all kinds of stuff.
yeah, but he's just gonna grow it back. if he's already got
I'm
him.
just curious,
It's
Jeremy.
like
Going
when,
down,
it's like when they take
I
out
understand
from
how-
the
I
stomach. It's really the
I
same.
understand how it works.
I'm curious, Jeremy.
I'm
Would you
saying-
make the same argument for women as you would for men?
What do you mean? I am making that argument
That's
for
what
women.
argument
That's
is
why
making,
most
yeah.
women get breast reduction.
Okay, I was wanting to make sure we were all on
Most
the same
women
page.
who get it, that's one of the main reasons why. Not most women get breast reduction.
I was under the impression that after you get a liposuction, you're more likely to gain it back somewhere else, not in that same spot.
Because fat cells replicate, and when you remove the fat cells, they can't replicate.
Right. That.
Well, but there's
is
still
accurate.
fat cells in that area. They don't get rid of all of them. So like,
Ding, 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 ding.
Hey,
George,
someone is following us.
Thank you.
George Gnome is following us. Thank you very much. Brown Eyes would like us to know that big boobs do cause back problems.
There you go.
I'm not sure if that's a first-hand account, but thank you for that information. The thing is that, yeah, I get that, but a dude, like, it's just a different thing. Like, a dude is not necessarily supposed to have breasts. Like, that's like a health issue
Yeah, but
already.
if you're going to do lipo on the belly, why not do it on the boobs?
Yeah, but I feel like this is a different thing. Like, they're saying specifically, they're just getting, like, breast reductions. They're not, like, doing it everywhere else. Like, if you're going to get lipo, sure, but...
So they're just more concerned that they don't want to look like a lady versus being fat.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like some of this is with an actual condition that is not necessarily tied just to.
It's from the meat hormones.
Does it
we're
lower
feeding
their
our
chance of
children.
getting breast cancer? I'm curious.
I don't know. I
Well, it's
don't-
like the Bible says, Jeremy. If the breasts offend you, lob them off.
yeah.
Okay.
1 Thessalonians 12.
Thessalonians 12.
See, I much prefer second Breast-Alonians. I feel like they really improved the series by the sequel.
It's always better in two, I hear. So.
Twin fawns of a gazelle. So there's a lot of Bible jokes that don't really go along here, and I don't know how that happened. It just went there. So thanks, Tyler, for sending that in. It seems like it's a real problem.
Seems like something we'd talk about anyway.
I would recommend that.
Right.
I recommend that you you try maybe the health thing, maybe change your diet, get healthy, and then see if you can get rid of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
by the way, working out with weights, dudes, doesn't help you lose weight. It just puts muscle underneath the fat.
That's a funny thing. That's such a misconception with people. Is they're always like, "Oh, I need to get in shape. Well, I'm gonna go work out," and it's like,
No.
you're hurting especially if you're really overweight. Working out is gonna hurt.
Well, it
you.
will help you get into shape, just not.
Well, but
it's
if you
different.
if you don't change your diet at all, it's
You still
not.
have
You're
the
not going
fat.
to lose. You might lose a little weight, but you're still like not. Because if you look at if you ever ran on a treadmill, and look how many calories you burn in like an hour, like maybe 300 calories or something like that, and it's like that's like a fraction of that Taco Bell box you just ate. So it's like
And lifting weights, you're burning very little calories because it's
this whole idea of
anaerobic versus aerobic.
I'm gonna go get fit and I'm gonna go work out is bullcrap. You have to change your diet. And like speaking as someone who has lost a lot of weight and gained a lot of that back, I know that I did it all through diet. Like it's not an exercise thing. Like I lost 100 pounds from not eating like badly and and I gained that back from eating badly. It had nothing to do with exercise.
I'll throw in my 2 cents on that.
Because you had the same kind of experience,
Yep.
didn't you? Well, although I will give it to you, you were walking a lot too for your job there for a while.
Yeah.
So you did have some, but I think cardio's good. You need that health. Like I'm not discounting it, but if you don't, that's the thing is like, anyways, we're encouraging your moobs. I mean, most of us can't talk here.
Make sure that you try to make some differences before you go and spend $3,500 to just get those. Like I mean,
it's only $3,500.
Yeah, and
That's a whole lot easier than changing your diet.
You recover in 2 days.
That's a whole lot easier than recovering your diet.
Is it per one?
I don't think it's specified. It said that I don't.
If I could.
Yeah, but you know what?
Why would you ever get just one? It's like Lay's.
I would be like, do the boobs and the belly. You know what I'm saying? Like, get it all.
The implication that boob jobs are like Lay's potato chips are interesting to me.
Yes, I'd like only the left one, please.
Oh, never mind. That was so delicious. I'll have both.
I'll have two.
While you're in there.
Yeah. Also, we got a voicemail, so let's play that, shall we? Should we play the voicemail?
All right, who's dead this time?
Dead celebrity.
Gentlemen, I just wanted to say, sometimes your dreams are stupid. Good say without laughing. Dang it.
Our dreams are stupid. Did we talk about dreams last week?
I don't know.
Did somebody?
said-
Can you play that again,
I think
please?
he said sometimes your dreams are stupid.
Yeah, he
But
said sometimes, and
there-
then he started laughing, and then he goes, "Your dreams are stupid."
But is he talking about like dreams you have when you're sleeping, or like your dreams of becoming something, or like your dreams of doing
Yeah, like
something,
us
like your
actually becoming something.
aspirations?
Or is he just maybe
more-
he had a dream and he's like, I need to tell someone that this was
I think-
stupid.
Sometimes your
I-
dreams
like,
are
was it his own dream and he was laughing because
Yeah.
he was trying to tell himself, or is he really telling us that our dreams are stupid?
I don't know.
Well,
It's-
Let's give it another
let's
go.
listen again.
Sorry.
Gentlemen, I just wanted to say, sometimes your dreams are stupid. Good say without laughing. Dang it.
I feel like that was
really?
personal.
No, I don't think so.
Sometimes your dreams are stupid, Jeremy. You take it
yeah,
everything.
Jeremy, what
personal.
kind of dreams?
No,
have
no,
you
I
been
meant
having
I meant
lately?
for him.
Oh, okay.
For the speaker, it felt like his laugh had this
Yeah.
hidden, like, kind of sadness.
I bet he was dreaming about a golden retriever who had to have breast reduction surgery because of all the eggs it ate.
And all the oil it had to put on its wood.
Well, there is
a
estrogen
really
in
stupid
eggs.
dream.
So
Yeah.
Moral of the story: don't let your dreams become memes.
Amen.
Yeah, that's a way to bring us back around, Kuipers.
You're welcome.
That's why we pay you the big bucks.
Big bucks. And by that we mean we bring him dead deer.
and he feeds us
One a
from
month.
his mother's bakery.
We're like, all right, here's the deal.
One a month.
We're giving you.
Actually, that's a lot of food.
I know.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Kuipers has a large family to feed, okay?
And it's a big buck.
And this is the only job he has.
Yeah,
So we get him a big buck every month. Mm-hmm. And it feeds that whole family. For
I mean, how many children?
3
You have like
weeks.
12 children now, don't you, Kuipers?
Actually, it's 15 now.
Okay, I thought so.
Oh, wow.
Does it actually
We need
go,
to hang out more.
yeah.
Does it actually go 3 weeks, or is it only 2 now?
Yeah, are you do you
Is that
need
because
do you
you want to
Do we need to add more bucks to your payment?
Crazy uncle?
Hang on. What is Jeremy trying
Jeremy,
to...
just stop it. Don't even.
No, I was saying because I was unaware of his additional
Okay.
3 children.
Yeah.
I thought it was because you thought he was getting with all the ladies and you wanted it on some action.
No.
He has
Family
good.
friendly, Jeremy.
Kuipers is
How is that
loyal to
not
his wife.
Family
Okay.
friendly.
Okay. I didn't know he was married. I just knew he had kids.
We're trying to beat the Duggars, okay?
Yeah. All right.
You're almost there.
I can't wait to watch the reality show. Hey, but just keep
Kuipers and counting.
just keep all Kuipers and counting. Hey, just a hot tip, judging based on their life experience, keep the boys and girls in separate rooms.
well,
Now that ends our show tonight. Brought to you by the Duggars. But first,
I was say we can't skip 2
I
weeks
would
in a row.
like. I would like. Did I skip it last week?
Yeah, because we just shut it down.
Was that because
last
I
week.
came in and ruined it?
No.
Right, I need to
Never-
know this.
never
We
mi-
need to address this. Did we hurt our patrons last week?
We did not give them credit.
We did not give
That
them
is
credit
true.
last week
my
because
gosh.
of an edited photo that was in our news
Oh my
segment.
gosh, French right here.
I flashed it up a
Okay.
bit. At least.
Okay, good. Thanks, Kuipers.
But-
All right, here comes the part of the show where we want to thank our Patreon papes. That's you, my brothers and sisters out there that go to patreon.com/MinInATub. You're the ones who donate on a monthly basis to support our lifestyles of paying Kuipers and deer meat. Thank you so much from the bottoms of our enlarged hearts from eating too many eggs.
But there's more.
My
'Cause we
heart-
can have liposuction.
Yes.
No,
What?
What?
I don't know. For enlarged
my
things.
heart's enlarged because I felt the spirit of Christmas.
Aw, Nathan's no longer a Grinch. No, but thank you very much
Family
for
friendly,
all
Nathan.
of your help.
That's the story of the Grinch, Jeremy. What are you getting perverted out of that?
All right, thank you, our patrons, for being, helpful and going to patreon.com/MinutTub and giving us things and giving us money. Really,
We do
That's what
have
we really like the
a
best.
hangout that we need to do.
We
Yeah.
also
Soon.
have a redemption that just.
And
Well,
we
I
just
saw
had
that.
a
We'll get some more news on that hangout soon. That's probably going to be
sorry.
next week or
next
the
week or the following week. We will be
Um,
doing our hangout. So keep an eye on Patreon. We'll get you.
What song
in the scoop.
What genre do you want? What song do you want?
Yep.
Well, it doesn't matter.
That's
We
the
don't.
follow up. You got to give us
Uh,
a genre.
Let's see. What's the date? Are we demonetized
Catholic
from?
choir music.
I like this.
Okay, we get
Nathan?
We get demonetized from YouTube on the 20th, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's next Tuesday.
So we're gonna lose all any money we'd have
Catholic
anyways.
choir music.
All right. I guess
There's a good chance it's not going to hurt us any.
Yeah, that's
Well, I mean, not from the monetization anyway.
yeah. Let me make sure there's not an ad on this here. All right. Well, I hope you're prepared for this, whatever comes. Kuiper,
Oh, Kuipers, this is going to be really weird, isn't
enjoy
it?
your enjoy.
Oh,
your-
no. I'm just...
Make it so, number one.
Do you have white gloves?
You could use.
Oh, Kuipers. This is
We
very
have a black
spiritual.
light.
I think we're seeing Kuiper's spirituality in front of us.
Oh.
I appreciate that he wears Wranglers.
There we go. There's the...
All right.
That's really the apparel of a guy who's a dad of 15 children.
I feel like that's the spirit that came down through the dove,
Oh,
And
it's a
he
dove.
just did the duff move, so that was
Yeah.
that was a good one.
and this is rowing your boat.
That's Michael row the boat ashore.
Exactly.
Now, this next part of the program is especially difficult.
Oh, that's climbing the stairway to heaven.
That's when the guitar solo kicks in.
Right. It's a feeling she gets when she looks to the west.
I think he's just continuing with this rowing motion.
Shifting legs.
Yes. Now it's washing the windows.
Now he's washing the windows
Of your soul.
Now it's pick the apple.
He's pulling the drapes
Yeah.
closed.
No, he's cherry picking like from the Bible.
He's like, these are the
Like
scriptures.
Never mind.
These are the scriptures I choose to believe in.
Okay, and now he's going to try and finish it up with a triple axle.
I think he's maybe trying to open the barn door, but he can't find it because it's dark.
He's reading the Braille 10 Commandments.
See, I thought he was Oprah telling everyone they got a car.
Okay. He He can't. We broke him.
so hard he can't even dance.
We broke him.
Oh no, he just
He
went
was
down.
just slaying it.
He's on his knees. He's on his knees, isn't he?
And that's the thumbs up of the Lord.
Well, thank you everybody for tuning in for another perfect episode of Minute Up. We can't wait for you to. We can't wait for you to join us next week.
You've earned your deer today.
Yeah. Enjoy the venison, and all you at home enjoy your venison, and we'll see you next week. Godspeed, y'all.